We had about 70 physicians. We had 3 floors. It wasn't as big as it is now. Everybody knew everybody.
I was doctor number 30 on the staff. This was a 90-bed hospital, only 2 stories, and the 2 North wing had just opened within a year before I got here.
The operating room was on the first floor, actually near 41, and the ICU was just around the corner. So everything was close together, compact. There were only 5 or 6 ICU beds, 4 or 5 operating rooms, and the emergency room was down the hall, so everything was really in close proximity.
I came on staff and I was really amazed to see a 100% board certified staff. And when I started working with the doctors at the then Venice Hospital, I was really impressed with the quality of the staff, really from the early days.
When it was first formed in 1951, and we had no hospital, we had just a few doctors, and the trip to Sarasota was a long, arduous one because the roads were very bad. And I think it's important to know that all the people who lived in the community got together and worked hard to raise the money to build a hospital or to provide a hospital. And this community has always been a vital part of the hospital, as well as the hospital has always been a vital part of the community. And it makes a huge difference. It is a community hospital.
When I first came 33 years ago, we would do an aortic aneurysm repair through a maybe 18-inch, 24-inch long incision on the abdomen. We now do those through 2 puncture wounds in the groin with the stent grafts. So a big evolution where the patient had to stay maybe 7 or 10 days, they now stay maybe a day or 2.
The biggest changes I've seen in the hospital have been, number one, I would say the increase in technology. When I came here in 1985, there was no arthroscopy at the hospital, and there was no arthroscopic surgery. So I'd been trained in arthroscopy as a resident. I brought that to the hospital in 1985. Well, you see what's happened since then. It's pretty amazing, particularly in recent years with the addition of the cardiac surgery program, and now the robotics. Addition of robotic surgery, first in orthopedics with the Mako surgical procedure, and also now in general surgery, urology, and cardiac surgery with the Da Vinci robot. So a big increase in technology, and again, that sophistication I talked about in the community at large is very evident at the hospital.
And we now have 270 physicians, probably more now. It's a 4-story hospital, 320 beds. So it's evolved in a manner where the hospital has been able to keep its hometown persona, its personality, and yet remain state-of-the-art practice of medicine.
I think my favorite thing about Venice Regional is that it's still a community hospital. It has the technology of a big medical center. It has the robotics, it has cardiac surgery, and not just cardiac surgery, the best cardiac surgery on this coast of Florida is right here.
Now with the Da Vinci, somebody asked me this yesterday, well, are you just using it for cardiac? I said, no, we're using it for cardiac, urology, GYN, and general surgery, and we're doing some dynamic procedures that haven't been done in the county before. We have some gifted surgeons that really are taking off with this, to the point where in the first 6 months we've had about 100 procedures using this robot. And that's pretty exciting, especially with the company Intuitive told us that we're one of the fastest growing hospitals that they've had with the Da Vinci.
Well, I think as long as the community continues to be involved, and that the hospital extends a hand into the community to make the community feel like it's a part, regardless of whose name is on it.
The one thing that I want to communicate is gratitude to not only the community here at large that supported me and this hospital, but also to the legacy of this hospital, to the doctors who founded it, to the 4 initial founders who had this idea to have a hospital. And it started in a house, a 2-story house on this site, in which they had to carry the patients up and down from the first to the second floor in a stretcher. It started with really a heart for people who are ill, and let's get the job done somehow.
This hospital has always been the people of Venice. It never was set aside as, you know, that's a for-profit hospital or privately owned hospital, but it's our hospital.
This one is special. This is a very special hospital. I think that as I go around, I find that everyone here, almost everyone here, from the hospital administrator down through the medical staff, the nursing staff, the housekeeping staff, the volunteers, everyone has a genuine sense of pride at being associated with this institution of excellence.
I can really confidently say that patients in this hospital really get the highest level of care, both from compassionate physicians, from intelligent physicians, and from nursing staff that all pull together to try to make the best outcome for patients. That to me is really the high point of this hospital.
I think the top accolade that we have received as a hospital is the trust from our community. Our community has embraced us. We're seeing growing volumes over the last 2 years. It's touching. And I know trust is something that's fragile. They come to us because they get good outcomes. They come to us because they get better when they walk out the door. And trust is really strengthening and building between the community and the hospital. Whatever we are and how intricate we get in terms of the care, we'll always have that community feel. It's always going to be an important part of supporting the people who live here.
Now that we have the parent company, HMA, what that company has done is provided capital, the opportunity to purchase and move forward technologically. And when you're a community hospital and you have limited resources, you might have an idea that you want to do things, but you can't do it because you don't have the funding, you don't have the capital. So I'm grateful to HMA for the job they've done. They've done a great job in turning this hospital in a technological direction that we had a vision for, but now we've really embraced. So mostly gratitude for everyone who preceded me, to the physicians and community who supported me, and for the new doctors who come on, who continue to inspire me, who are trained in robotics and have shown us new ways of doing things. So mostly gratitude. So thank you.